Well, Brian, so we meet again. Here I am getting ready to film the third section of my bug out series for you. For those of you just joining us on YouTube, I have a 3-bag, 3-person bug out system. So you notice the items in the bug out bag are items of descending importance. The third bag in the system is not meant to be used on its own. It's only ever meant to be used in conjunction with the second and the first bag. Similarly with the second bag, only meant to be used in conjunction with the first bag. If there's a natural disaster, if there's some reason that I need to bug out, I would grab, and I was by myself, I would grab that first bag. The second and third bags only come into use when I have a second and third person with me. So, having said that, let's get to the bag. So just a quick review, Brian. This is my primary bug out bag. If there's a disaster, a huge earthquake or something, and I need to bug out, this is the bag that I grab. This is my secondary bug out bag. This is the bag I would throw to Jay and say, Jay, put this on, let's go. And the third bug out bag, surprise, surprise, is actually not a bag at all. It is a vest. This is a Columbia titanium vest, size medium. Now remember I told you a little bit of my bug out philosophy. I'd rather be using any gear as part of a bug out system than collecting dust in the bottom of a box in the back of my garage. This vest is one of those pieces of equipment. I was given this as a present by an old girlfriend, and I didn't like it very much, but while we were dating, I didn't have the heart to take it back, and then after we broke up, it was too late to take it back. So now I've got this vest just sitting in my closet collecting dust. So I decided to use this as the third part of my bug out system. Now, it's got all kinds of pockets. Pockets on the front, lots of pockets on the front, pockets on the inside of both sides. And in the back, it has one great big beautiful pocket. This whole seam is one long Velcro section, and it's a pocket below it all the way across. So I'm going to take you through the contents of this vest right now. Okay, Brian, we're going to do this pretty fast and furious. Starting in this pocket, there's a zipper up front, inside of which is a Bic lighter. When you buy your lighters, you want to get them brightly colored, red, or I like bright orange. In case you drop them in the bush, it's much easier to find them. Also inside that zipper pocket, there is a very large collection of flat rolled duct tape. That's a lot of duct tape there. In the main pocket, there's a flashlight with the batteries Ranger banded to the outside. Across to the other breast pocket, we've got one of my all-time favorite knives, my Gerber Gator folding knife. Yeah, as folders go, this is one of the nicest, sturdiest that I've ever used. You can see this one's been abused a little bit. I like plain edge. I don't like any serrations on my blade. So this is the knife that I carry in this vest. Now, coming down diagonal from that pocket to this one, in here, I've got a nice warm hat that can cover the ears. Inside the top portion of the pocket, we've got a small medical kit, which is pretty similar to the one in my secondary bug out kit. There's some Neosporin and non-lubricated condom, Band-Aids, aspirin, anti-diarrheal medicine, potable agua. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Anything you would want to put in your medical kit, please do so. Think that up on your own. Beyond that, in this pocket, there's also a cheap hooded poncho, but it'll get the job done in a pinch, and one Cliff Bar. Coming across to the other pocket, these are going to be tough to get out with one hand. I might not even pull them out, but I've got some utility gloves in there, just some run-of-the-mill work gloves. And in this pocket is where I keep a nice little survival kit. I'll take you through those contents. So inside that small survival kit, I've got some of the most important things in this entire vest. First of all is a little fishing kit wrapped up in foil. Hooks, line, sinkers, maybe even some split shot. I'm not exactly sure what I've got in there. A military-style survival filtration straw. A small little bundle of nylon cord. Some wet fire. A Sparky fire starter. This is one of my favorite old fire starters. I haven't used it in a long time, but I loved it back in the day. And this is probably the most important thing in this whole kit. John Lofty Wiseman's SAS Survival Guide. It's the small version of it. It's the compact version. The full version is my all-time favorite survival guide. I put this guide in here specifically because I knew that this vest would be with Kathleen. And if Kathleen ever got separated from me and Jay, I wanted her to have the ability to look up information to teach her how to do things that she needed to do. This is just one of the best. The original SAS Survival Guide is an amazing book, and the small version, it's still bulky, but it's small enough that it can go in this kit. So this is really, really important. That's why this is in this kit. One last thing I had kicking in the bottom of that bag that I missed was a couple of repair needles wrapped up in braided fishing line. One of the needles is already threaded. As I said before, if you're in a cold situation, your motor dexterity is lessened, so you want to have that needle pre-threaded. So there's not only fishing line, but also a repair line. So that survival kit lives here. If you come up here, there's another pocket that's almost hidden. It's behind the other chest pocket. I've got another Cliff Bar, and one of these little survival kits you see all over the place. They're kind of cheap. Has a small button compass, a whistle, some cordage on there, some Ranger bands. And when you unscrew this, unscrew the top, it has a signaling mirror on the inside, and I've got it filled not with matches, but with more Vaseline impregnated cotton balls, petroleum jelly impregnated cotton balls. So this is a way she can, a couple different ways she can signal, a small compass to give her a basic idea of navigation, some Ranger bands, and cotton for fire starting. So across from that hidden pocket is another slightly hidden pocket behind the other breast. This is where I keep a big hank of paracord and a Mylar space blanket. Now at this time I don't have anything in the inside pockets. There's an inside pocket on both sides. The reason I left those empty is because if we're on the move and I'm thinking about starting a fire later in the day, I'm going to want to collect tinder, and if it's not completely dry, I would want to put it in those interior pockets of this vest to let Kathleen's body heat start to dry out that tinder. Now spinning this around, on the back of the vest, like I said, there's that big beautiful pocket in the back, and in there I've got not one, but two drum liners. And so that is it for this survival vest, the third component in my 3-person bug out system. So here's the entire system right here. Again, 3 bags for 3 people. My primary bag, secondary bag, and tertiary vest. Now there are a few other things that could be added to this in a pinch depending on the situation. Like I said before, this bag lives in my closet with my sleeping bag and that wool blanket and my sleeping pad. That vest lives in the same closet, as well as the green bag. These all live in the same place in my house. They also live with one other thing, my survival machete. Now, I really can't imagine a situation happening where I would need to use that survival machete, except for what's obviously the most likely scenario, the zombie apocalypse. But I do have the survival machete in that closet just in case we really have to hardcore bug out, if we really have to get out of town. I can make a video on that machete later if you'd like, as well as my 5-layer EDC system, which I've mentioned to you before. Really, I think your entire bug out system is layered on top of your EDC system. Your EDC system is the first part of your bug out. So you have to have a solid EDC put together and living with it every day for a long time before you can really think about bugging out. Anyway, Brian, this is the whole system. Hope you're having a great day. Adios.